hands you can put up, like I'll just show you. So does anyone have that? Can you see that on my screen? A yellow hand on your right or left when you're looking at it. Can't see it?
I can't get that stripped down the middle away that's saying the meeting is being recorded. So I can't see you.
Yeah. Oh, right. I'll get rid of that. I'll put the hand back up and just see if you can see it this time. There it is.
Oh,
The top of the screen. Another one.
How can I get that strip out of the middle? The meeting is being recorded.
Okay.
There we go.
Anyone wants to speak?
I'm not too sure because I can't see what you are seeing. Is anyone else having that problem?
White down the middle of the screen saying the meeting is being recorded by the host or a participant.
By pushing enter.
Just click on got it and it'll disappear.
No, it's not. I've tried that several times.
Try enter, Judy.
Where? Oh, hang on.
On keypad?
No, I don't have a keypad.
Okay.
I'm using my iPad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just carry on. I can live with it. I just won't be able to see. Now let's get all together.
Right.
I end up going in and out.
You all set to go?
Yeah, just can't see anything at the moment, but carry on. I'll sort it.
Confirmation of status of agenda. Leanne and Matt, is there anything to add to the agenda today?
No.
If not, would someone move that, please? Claire moves. I'll second. All in favour, please say aye. Against, carried. Just put your hands up to disclosure of interest. Any disclosure of interest today? If not, we'll just move on. Confirmation of the minutes for Thursday, the 29th of April, 2021. Would someone like to move those? Claire moves. Do I have a seconder? I'll second.
There is one.
I'm on my seconds.
Oh, yep. All in favour, please say aye.
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 Hi. Sorry, just a second. Councillor Councillor Maguire, I think when because you're passing everything, you've got the audio in your background and it's feeding back to us, so it's quite difficult to hear. I think everyone's got that problem at the moment.
No, I haven't heard of that yet. Yeah, I can hear that noise, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Right, Matt, are we ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
So move the minutes, number 5, reports, 5.1, page 17, there is a resolution to pass on that. Leanne, have you got any comments on that?
Excuse me, councillor.
You can't start this meeting till 9:30. That's when it's been
Oh,
advertised.
no, Leanne. I mean, Annette.
What?
I can't hear anybody. And I've got my phone up to the maximum volume.
No. Annette.
Yeah.
We have always started the meeting. We've gone through the minutes because of all the applicants are beginning at 9:15.
Okay.
Oh, what's going on?
Okay.
Right, we'll carry on.
Yeah, just a minute, Lynette, is there a problem, Lynette?
No, but when you schedule a meeting for 9:30, you actually can't start until then.
We can wait and start. We've scheduled the applicants for 9:15. We can let them. Who's the first applicant?
Mary.
The creative Mary.
And Whenua Trust Creative Mere.
Oh, yeah.
Can we
Okay,
just
so-
ask them to wait till 9:30?
It'll push every applicant out by 15 minutes. They'll just have to wait in the waiting room. Is that correct, Matt?
Yeah, it's correct. But
Yep.
I think Lynette, why don't we just start at 9:15?
Okay. In future, though, if you advertise a meeting, you cannot start until
Yeah.
that time.
Sorry, I didn't see.
Yep. Carry on.
Yeah.
Right, page 17. Leanne, do you have any comments on it?
Yes, we have a total of $31,185.40 exclusive of GST for today's allocations, and we have $25,743.83 were in applications. Total of, sorry, I can't see the amount of applications on that page there. We dropped one of the applications. Does that bring it back to?
It was 31,645. So the one that's dropped off must have been around the 5,000 mark.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So those are our figures for today. So that's all I've got to add for that report. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Leanne. Would someone like to move the recommendation on page 18?
I will, Judy.
Judy moves. Do I have a seconder? Claire seconds. All in favour, please say aye. Against, carried. Right. Our first, are we ready for our first application, Matt?
Yeah, I'll bring her in now.
Now, in the new book, we've got it right, haven't we? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's creative Mary.
Even in that new book, I still found that very hard to read. The details, it's very small, the print there.
It's very small. What?
Print and not that clear.
All right.
I struggled to, and I've got new glasses, so I found that really hard to read.
Yeah. Yeah. When you seem to go from screens to paper, when you've been on screens a while, it's point out how good your eyes are.
Mhm.
Right.
So we've got Melissa here, if you'd like to begin.
Melissa, welcome to the committee. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
Would you like to present your
What in Melissa?
Morning.
presentation?
Yes, okay, thank you for your guys' time. This year in Meremere, I was trying to create some workshops that empowered not only the residents but the artists in Meremere. So the two workshops that I've applied for funding for is the Mosaic, well, it's a Mosaic Club, and that's in response to last year we had a project that had an overwhelming response with the community, and they really enjoyed mosaicing. So we have a local artist here in Meremere who's willing to facilitate that alongside me. And really the gist of that is just to come together once a month to work on a community project doing mosaics. And the thing with mosaics was that the community residents did enjoy coming together and then taking their work home to carry on to work. So that was the importance of having a individual piece for them to work on, but something that can come together as a collaboration community mural type project. And the good thing of that is that we can use the resources that we used last year. So they're shared resources between Meremere and Te Kauwhata Toiako, or Toiako Te Kauwhata. So the cost for that will be significantly lower because we don't have to buy new resources for that. And then the second workshop is the Sarong Workshop. So we've got a contingency of Māori and Pacifica community members in Meremere. We have a kids island dance class, and the idea was born from that because the kids have really gotten into learning how to hula, and the parents really enjoy seeing their kids being able to do that. And it was the teacher. She is a Niuean and she grew up in Niue, and she has created lava lavas or sarongs back in Niue when she was a teenager. So she has learnt from her elders a simple, cost-effective way to create lava lavas. And as it's a piece of item that can be used in the class, but it's also clothing is part of a way that we can express our identity. So as Pacific Islanders and Māori, part of the workshop, they can learn about designs that can express certain aspects of their culture. And so there's kind of lots of things at play for that workshop, where we can celebrate cultural diversity, we can celebrate just culture pretty much in a way that's simple and cost effective. Both the facilitators both live in Meremere, and I've tried to really run with things that are really going to just get the community connected and empowered, really. Yeah, that's that in a nutshell.
Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. That's excellent. And is there any questions for Melissa? Any questions?
I think it's great that you're doing cooperating with various groups, Melissa.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great you're working with Tikawata and in Meremere together. As you say, it saves some dollars, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Any Heather?
I just noticed that there is no charge for any of these. How have you thought about, even just $5 a day for an adult and $2 for a child?
Well, in the past, so in last year's one, I did offer some workshops that asked for koha, and what I noticed was that that did really deter a lot of the families, and a lot of the families that that really need the service don't have a lot of money, and so I didn't really want that to be a barrier for them. It's because we're already such a low socio-economic community. I didn't really want to have that added pressure on them. I would prefer for myself to find more funding to allow it to be free for our community, so that it's not a barrier. Because I have talked to parents and have asked them, you know, is this in your capability even to just give $1 or $2, and they're just like, nah, we just can't. And so I would prefer that, you know, if I could find more funding to allow it to be free for them, I would prefer that. Otherwise, we're just going to cut our numbers, because our community is already very struggling.
All right then, Melissa, any further questions? If there isn't, thank you very much for Melissa for coming on.
Thank you for your guys' time.
No, pleasure. So I hope it all goes well for you.
Yes, thank you. I look forward to working alongside you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Right, Matt.
Okay, we've got someone in here called Dino, but that doesn't quite correspond to the second applicant, but I might just let them in, and hopefully it's the right person. But they're the only person in the waiting room at this time.
Through the chair, we should have its headquarters, I believe, is the second applicant.
Yeah.
Dino.
So we've got Lillian Toe.
No, Lillian Toe isn't in the waiting room.
Right, okay.
And there's no one else in the waiting room. So in the represent, so just because we got people who are coming in and out, if you're happy, if the committee is happy with this, we might just skip ahead to the next applicants if they're already there in the waiting room, and then we can just go back once the previous one comes in. If you get what I mean.
Yep. Through the chair, just before we move on, Melissa, you don't have to stay if you don't want to, unless you're wanting to hear the whole agenda.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's just at the moment, just have to wait until headquarters comes on.
Okay.
So Dino's.
Yeah. Excuse me, we had this problem on another Zoom the other day, and someone was using another account. It was a name we didn't know. I'm wondering if Dino's acting for that, they're using his account.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I've had that experience too.
Dino, where do you belong? Which application do you belong to? Can you hear me? No.
Well, then take them out.
You can't hear me, Dino?
I just took him out just to in the meantime. It could have been Stuart Shepherd, which is number 3.
Oh, yeah. 6.3.
I might just bring him back in and just see if we can get his audio going.
Yeah.
I do have a phone number for the headquarters one, if you would like me to call them.
Wouldn't be
Yeah,
bad
that might be
idea.
good.
I will. I'll just give her a call right now, because I would have thought they would jump in.
I think is that you? Is that you, Stuart, who just has come into the Zoom?
Can you hear us, Dino?
one of the Turners. So I'm just wondering if this is Lillian jumping in on here. Oh, no, that's Tilly's one.
Just have to wait till you sorted it, Matt.
Hopefully he's just got my message.
Okay, I'll just move away and give this person a call.
He's talking, but
So can you hear us now, Dino or Stuart? Oh, connecting to audio. That's a good sign. Sorry, these Zoom calls are a bit of a faff with this. Not everyone has.
I've
Yeah,
just
you're back on.
Are they back on?
No, you're back on.
Oh, yeah. So I've just left a message with Lillian, which is actually Logan. And let's hopefully she picks this up.
Okay.
Can we move on to is there somebody else waiting?
No, there's no one in the waiting room. What we could do is we could just pause for 5 minutes. And we can just come back and resume the meeting in 5 minutes and see if there's anyone here
so
who's online.
Matt and Leanne, how much time did you give them? 10 minutes time or?
Yes.
15? 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, we had this problem in the representation review a couple of times too.
Yeah. He's got his.
Well, if you need to run and get a coffee, people, now's the time.
I see Matt, he's got the phone on the screen there.
Would you have Stuart's phone number, Leanne? Because I'm just wondering whether that is him. Because he would be due to start now for our timetable.
It came up iPhone. Dino left.
So we redact all these bits, so we can't. I'm going to find his phone number somewhere. Just go into a folder.
Or he wants to be admitted again. Let's see if it works this time.
Hello.
Hello.
Hallelujah. Good morning.
Good morning. Is this you, Stuart?
Yes, it is. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Stuart Shepherd reporting in to democracy. I believe in democracy.
That's good, Stuart.
Yeah.
So this one is on page 71, as you'd be aware, 6.3.
Are you talking to me?
Well, yeah, while you go, Stuart, you've got 10 minutes and that includes questions. So if you, well, I'll leave it with you. So you just go for it.
Okay, so my funding application is to support an installation at the local old Scout Hall in Raglan, where I this year I've been conducting life drawing classes. The old Scout Hall to me represents 1930s New Zealand before the property ladder took off, and it's evident to me in Raglan. You know, the house next door is valued now at something like 2.9 million. The little old modest Scout Hall is wooden. It's aimed at supporting kids. It's in a playground, and I felt like producing an installation on the occasion of the Raglan Art Weekend where nothing is for sale, just to put it out there that it's a nostalgia for old New Zealand when there were donkey rides at the beach. Maybe that nostalgia never happened. Maybe it's my fantasy, but I wanted to create a kind of a spectacle. And, you know, my master's degree back 20 years ago was thinking about the objects and the environment that we create for children and thinking about children's furniture as sculpture. So my idea was to dress up the outside of the small hall with a backdrop, have some sculptural props. I used to work in theatre, just to dress up the outside of the hall with bunting. Inside, I have a huge collection of New Zealand folk art, kitsch and memorabilia, and my own artwork is located in that kind of context. New Zealand folk art, whatever that is. But I need to show you a little bit of what I've been doing. Here's some, I don't know if I can twist this around to show. These are some objects that'll sit outside the hall. The feature inside the hall will feature a toy train which travels through a forest of New Zealand folk and idiosyncratic objects. So I can't see what I'm showing you, but it'll slowly move through a range of objects, some of which I've made, some of which I've collected, most of which relate to children's stuff, childlike objects, but also a whole range of aesthetic codes. And what's recorded on the little train has a security camera mounted on it. So it picks, I can see that now. Both sides of the track, it will be populated by sculptural objects. And then that movement will be broadcast onto a monitor. So that's the entertaining aspect of the installation. This is inside the hall. Also inside the hall, some of my own work will be there. Here's a piece I'm still working on. And I think my painting, I'm coming back to my own art practice after years of teaching. So there's a kind of a retrospective aspect to this installation. I've almost finished speaking. A friend and colleague, Margaret Feeney, has proposed to do a workshop for children, making a little sculptural workshop. So there'll be ongoing activity for kids. Any questions?
Thank you, Stuart. They look good, those objects you've got there.
Thanks.
Now, any questions of Stuart? Heather?
So do you propose to be open over the full Raglan Arts Weekend with the workshops every day?
Yes. And we'll probably have like a blackboard advertising. It's very hard to predict the response or the numbers. We're trying to organize numbers in advance, but with this current lockdown, everything's a little bit tenuous. But yes, I will definitely be hosting. I'll be there every day.
Supplementary question.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Are you advertised in the Raglan Arts Weekend publication, the handbook?
Yes, we are. But I do realise for this particular enterprise, I need to do my own hustling to get the word out about what's been offered. So I propose to have some flyers and to make a number of phone calls. I've been in touch with the local school and the woman Carey who runs the art department at the Raglan area school. So I want to get I want to notify people and specific groups in advance if I can.
And surrounding schools as well, I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
and the daycare centre.
Thank you.
Yeah, way you go.
Kia ora, tēnā koe. Thank you for your presentation, e hoa. So you may have already said this and I may have missed it. Is your installation or your exhibition, is this going to be up permanently? Is this going to decorate that building permanently, or is this just for a period?
Oh, it's pretty much just for the period of the Raglan Art Weekend, which is the Labour Day weekend, 3 days.
Cool.
Yes.
Yep.
A temporary but site-specific installation. My sister has made bunting, so we're going to sort of dress it up, have a slightly carnival beach festival atmosphere.
Kapai. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? If not, thank you very much, Stuart. Oh, Tilly.
Kia ora, Stuart. I'm just wondering
Kia ora.
how many of you, I know that you're going to have Margaret Feeney doing workshops for children.
Yes.
How many weeks are you going to, does it take you to lead in, and have you got any other part of your community involved?
Well, Margaret is based in Port Waikato. She has a bit of a reputation leading these particular workshops, which have an environmental focus. For example, making sculptural houses for insects out of a variety of materials. Involving the other community, not much more than the fact that my boy goes to the local area school and I'm trying to notify as many people there. Yes, no, my connection to the community, I've only been living in Raglan for about a year before giving up full-time teaching. So making direct contact with groups such as the early childhood centre down the road and the school, that's about it.
Thank you, Stuart.
Yes.
Any further questions? If not, thank you very much, Stuart, for presenting your application, and thank you.
All right.
And Leanne will let you know in due course. We won't make you wait too long for an answer.
Okay, thank you. Cheers. I'll quit now, I guess.
Yeah, you just cut yourself off.
So I am bringing in Nina now. Her application is point 6.4 and 6.5. She's got 2 applications, and you can find them beginning at page 87.
Good morning, Nina. Just got to turn your mic on.
Key. Hi, everyone.
Hi there.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
That's
How are
good.
you all doing?
Yeah, we're all fine, thank you.
Okay, that's great. Good to hear.
So you've got 10 minutes for each of your applications. Matt tells me you've got the next 2 is yours. So you're going to speak to them individually or together?
Yes, I will speak to them individually.
Right.
Do I just go straight into it?
Go straight into the first one.
Okay, cool. So the first one I'll speak to is the improv and acting classes for youth and kids. So I've got 2 different classes, 7 to 11-year-olds, which I'm looking at mixed class, and then an older class, 12 to 15-year-olds, that's specifically for teenage girls.
So you're talking to, sorry, Nina, you're talking to your second one, aren't you? I was just wondering.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you could talk to the first one, just make it easier for us, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So that's the women's embodiment sessions?
That's correct.
Yes. Okay, so that is, it's an exploration of creative work that I've been developing over a period of time. I am a performer who's done lots of body work, voice work, acting, and these kinds of things. And I'm also a very experienced yoga practitioner. And over the years, what I have developed is kind of merging the two together. And this is what I want to offer women, because the thing that I see, particularly in yoga classes, which I love, and I think all these things have their place, but there isn't an expression for the female voice. And I have done something like this before, and it was inspired by often hearing the challenge that women have with expression, and also my own personal journey with that, and what I've had to practice in order to move past those kinds of blockages. And I've found this a really effective way. And also when I have offered it in the past, it's been really well received. So along with combining these practices, so to kind of give you an example of what it's like, because I'm sure it's not obvious, we do different movement, but always when we're doing movement, we're inviting in sound. So we're not just isolating our body, and we're not just isolating our sound. And it's to invite a space in where it doesn't have to be pretty sound. It's not like we're making songs. It's just to really get the breath flowing and also the voice, while you're also opening up the body. So, we could be doing different sort of movements while expanding the breath, bringing in the voice. And what you find is that people are feeling a lot more grounded. They're feeling a lot more just embodied in their voice. Their voice isn't as high, it's quite a bit lower. And then the other thing that I have tacked on to kind of the end of this exploration is the improv, which is really interesting because it's something that I have found the women in these groups, it's like kind of the cherry on top of the experience, like the playfulness of first going into the body and the voice work, and then applying it. So they are now sort of put on the spot to be present, respond. And these could be improvised movement. It could be improvised sort of acting exercises, but that they are no longer in their heads or feeling concerned or restricted in their bodies, that they're able to drop in and trust themselves. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at offering over an 8-week period in Raglan.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Just a part-time. Is it part-time time?
Yeah, go for it. Part-time
Is it
time.
question time?
Yeah.
Yeah, both. So you're delivering it, you're intending to deliver it in Raglan?
Yes.
Sorry,
yes.
Am I cutting out?
No. I was thinking about what you were, oh, maybe you are. Not to me, you are.
Okay. So you're delivering it in Raglan. What do you currently charge people? And what would the pūtea taunaki were you to get it? Would that reduce what you charge people, or is it free already?
No, so what I have charged people is a range from $15 to $25. With this assistance, then I could offer it for $15. Does that answer your
Cool, yeah.
question?
Yeah,
The
I
other
think so.
thing,
I'm just thinking about.
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, you carry on. I was just thinking about accessibility for the type of clientele that you would be able to bring through your doors for this type of work that you do with them. I was just thinking about the accessibility aspect.
I think that's a brilliant question, and I think that I would love to even make it more affordable, to be honest. Absolutely. Yeah. And to the point that I would offer it for free with this support, actually. Yes, Heather.
Hi. I noticed that you have put in your budget that your artist fee is $75 per hour.
Yes.
And we have a limit of 35, I think it's $35 an hour for tutors. So this does present a problem there. And the other thing is that I was thinking that the admin fee of $2 2 hours per week, I seem to think was a bit there. So is that your fee as well?
Yes. I
Okay.
think I wasn't aware of the artist fee limitation.
It's a tutor fee.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't aware of that. So thank you for
think
bringing that
that's
to my attention.
I think that's on the application form. I'm not sure, maybe Leanne can help there. Is that correct, Leanne?
No, it's not on. It's a guide for us as CCS in our allocation, but it's not on the application.
Right. Sorry,
form.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what the Creative NZ can offer, then that's what they can offer, and I would be grateful for that.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just going to jump in here through the chair. I do see though that you're requesting $871, so that you can make up the remainder that you want to charge in your participation fee. So you can still, we only pay up to a certain amount.
Yes.
And if you want to charge more, that's a tutor, facilitator, Heather, they can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for informing me on that.
You've done one of these classes before, and you
Yes.
attract. You're open to people from 16 upwards. What?
Yes.
But in reality, what age range do you actually get the most of?
So far I've had 20s, 30s, up to 50s.
Okay.
And I would really love to try and expand that and bring in some of those younger people and older people, because I think it's such a gift bringing those ages together. I know when I was 16 years old, I loved working with older women. I found it really inspiring. So that's definitely something I would love to bring in even more.
Okay.
I wouldn't stop at 70, you know?
Question?
Yes, go for it.
In total, how many women will you have through your workshops by the end of your funding round?
It's
just 10. I see.
Yeah, per session. I think because it's definitely. I don't want any more than 10. I think it's meant to be an intimate kind of safe space for people.
Okay. So yeah. the same 10 are going to be in each 8-week workshop?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking. Any other partai? I will just offer one more thing. So I have arranged for a space in Raglan, as well as some participants here. But I also want to add that I am definitely open to setting up this in Hamilton, if I were to get a larger group size. Yes.
Through the chair, I can speak to that. So Hamilton
Okay.
has a creative communities scheme. Also, you would need to apply through their scheme. They have it twice a year as well.
Right. I see.
Yeah. So we look after the Waikato district. If the committee's comfortable, I have one question around the start date of these projects, given what's going on with COVID at the moment. Is the committee okay if I ask this question?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so I see your start dates here are quite close. They're the 25th of October. Have you allowed for this to be moved to, with working in with the Raglan Arts Centre, have you allowed for your classes to be moved to a further later date?
Well, not necessarily when I put in the application now, definitely. I think that my question is, how long does the program need to be completed?
Yeah.
So
you have stated that your date will commence then. So if it doesn't commence on that date, you'll need to put that in writing back to us as the administration, and we have the allowance to extend your time to a further date. Yeah.
So I'm absolutely happy to shift it. I think the thing that I want to keep in mind is that wanting to complete it before Christmas holidays.
Yeah. You may,
you know,
given what's going on, you may not get that chance.
Right. Which, if that's the case, then I'm would absolutely go through the process of applying to do it in the new year.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I jump on to the next one. Okay. So the next one is strictly improv and acting for youth, 7 to 11-year-olds, 12 to 15-year-olds, which I specifically want to offer to girls. I think improv is a phenomenal thing for youth and kids to explore imagination, creativity, form friendships and bonds, and build confidence. I think I also, as well as doing the improv and acting games, I also bring in the breath and the body awareness. So that's also helping them kind of come and arrive in the space. I have done this with youth in the past, and it's incredible, and it's so much fun. And you know, it's an hour and a half out of their evening, and they always leave with their cup so full, and so do I. And then I also want to offer it to the older group, and specifically to girls, because I know that from also, you know, going through that age myself, that's a precious time of influence and really getting to know yourself. And I think creating a space where girls of that age group can play and explore confidence and explore expression without feeling external influence is something that I really care about. And I think also allowing them to build stronger bonds with each other, also in a small community, is something that I think has, you know, a far greater experience in the long term. I'm also someone who grew up in a very small community, and having these kinds of tools and practices really just created a much stronger community with each other, and a sense of self and a sense of belonging. So with the play, I think there's a lot that comes from this kind of creative work. I think having this foundation will support kids in anything and everything that they choose to do in life.
I just have one question on this one. So you're aiming at the age group, but the registration cost would be around $80 a student. Do you think that will determine what sorts of students can attend? Maybe some of the ones who would need this.
Yes, and I am up to receive your advice on that, because personally I would love to just offer this to whoever needs it, regardless of money.
Kia ora. I think it's an awesome idea, being the mother of a 16-year-old. Kia ora. Being the mother of a 16-year-old female teenager at the moment, it's definitely an area where I think they could be wrapped around with that kind of tuakana, the older female, guiding in that space. So I can see its relevance. What age group are you targeting, and what's the duration of your course with them?
I was looking at 12 to 15. By the way, kia ora, thank you so much for sharing that. I was looking at 12 to 15, and you mentioned your daughter was 16, which, you know, makes me think that I could also expand that. I think what I'm trying to get at is it's quite a specific age where you start learning about things in the world and having, you know, a different experience than, say, a 9 or 10-year-old. So I think 12 does feel like a good age. And especially as a 12-year-old, you know, maybe going into a high school environment, even having some girlfriends that are a couple of years older to kind of support that process. Does that answer your question?
Nice. Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you. And just because my daughter's 16 doesn't mean you've got to raise the age group. You have to focus on the age group that you feel your work will do its best work with. Noting that teenage girls, it's a phase.
I actually really appreciated that you shared that, and I think what it made me think was that I would like to offer it to the 16-year-old. I think the 16-year-old would really go well within that space. So thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, hi there. Did you say the classes were an hour and a half or 2 hours?
Hour and a half.
Because in the budget it says 4 hours.
I think that's because it's got the 2 classes. So what I'm accounting for is the 2 classes, which actually I think I put down an hour and 15, not an hour and a half. I can't quite remember. I might be getting them confused between the women's embodiment. Sorry. But I think the 4 hours that you're referring to is also prep, including prep time for the 2 classes, as well as the classes themselves.
All right. Okay.
Does anyone have any more patai?
Did anyone have any more questions? Sorry, I had my mute off. Stephanie, did you have any questions? Not
I'm
answered.
fine, thank you. Most of my questions have been answered.
All right, Stephanie. No one else? Anyway, thank you very much, Nina. And,
Kia ora, everyone. Thank you,
yeah,
everyone, for
we'll
your
let you
time.
know in
And
due course what our decision is.
fabulous. Thank you. And all the best with your day today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Right, Matt, we
Yep. So we have Jess Nicholson. She is page 106, agenda item 6.6.
Hi, Jess. Can you turn your mute off so we can hear you?
Good.
Yep, good. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. We we just you've got 10 minutes and that includes question time as well. So
okay.
So you just start when you're ready.
Okay. Thank you for having me along today, and kia ora. And my project was Paint with Jess, and I've run it once before at the Lazarus Art Studio at the Old School Arts Centre in Raglan. And well, I've run it twice, but once with a little bit of help from you guys, which did help to take the stress off just affording the art materials and space and things and time. So both my classes have been pretty successful, and I make posters like this painting club, that's one, this one, and so it'll be good to know if I was getting a little grant, I could put an ode to you guys on it, to the sorry to
You'd have to put creative communities on it.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, creative communities, so that would be good. And yeah, so it's just creating a space for children to come and grow in themselves, like a safe platform where they can explore their artistic skills, which I just encourage them that they all have them, and to go for it and provide the materials and some ideas. Or they also get journals, so during the week and things they can collect information like ideas and just go on a journey of realizing what they want to express or look into, and hopefully create cool paintings that they can share with their families or have in their room, just to help with their esteem and be able to contribute to their homes, and like give gifts to their grandparents or something. So here's just a photo of some class work last time. That's the room. So there's 3 big tables that I have to set up, and it takes like an hour sort of set up, and then yeah, they just work for an hour. The classes were just an hour last time, but this time I think an hour and a half would be better, to include perhaps some writing at the beginning just to center themselves, and enough time to help tidy up a bit at the end. So here's another picture. So yeah, I think I said the class fits around 8 comfortably, but there was 10 at one stage. it's just a painting of one of the young girls. And yeah, was that 5 minutes?
You don't have to do 5 minutes, Jess. Now, have we got any questions of Jess?
Hi, Jess. How effective are the journals? Do the kids tend to use them or get excited initially but don't use them afterwards?
Yeah, no, they bring them along and they show me what they've drawn and things. So yeah, they are excited to show me what they've done during the week in the journals. And it's always, and they can collect images they're interested in as well and stick them in, or just do writing. And yeah, so it's kind of like, it could be art therapy, but it doesn't need to be, but art just can be therapy. So it's like, if I'm to try and guide them, I might encourage them, like, what do you love most, or what's exciting that you've done in the holiday, or what would you love, what bit of creation do you want to capture, what excites them, flowers or waves or the mountain or just color.
I agree with you about having clearing up time as an art teacher as well. That's as integral as the doing the art. And good on you for including it as part of the course.
Yeah, I did find out, even if they do tidy up, you still have to go over a bit. So yeah, it is good to give it a bit more time so you can sort of encourage them to wash the brush properly and the plate.
Yeah. Heather, did you have any questions? Anyone else?
In the budget, it says time is 787. So that's your fee time.
Yeah, I think because the amount of it's 8 sessions long, so that's under 100 a time. So it was the sourcing of the equipment, the setting up, the setting down, and that you often can't work that day apart from that. So it's like 3 hours I gave it a time. So yeah. And then
All right, Jess, any more questions?
From me?
Yeah.
Do you think?
No question, but I just want to commend your mahi in the community here in Raglan, Jess. I think it's really important that this mahi is done with our children here in Rags. Art is definitely a way to get through to our kids in ways that other mahi can't. So you keep up the good work.
Thank you. Yeah, because there's no art class run here. There's no painting class.
All right.
I just have one question, Rob. I think
Hi,
it's
Judy. Yes, sorry.
I think it's great, but I'm just wondering if the $72 fee like excludes some children. Is there some way around that?
I thought, well, I can offer deals, or I could run it for 5 weeks and then a 3-week extension if they want to be involved in the exhibition, possibly, like to create an exhibition piece. And then by that time I'll know the families and the children, and I could just say they can just do it if they can.
No, it's just a thought. I'm just wondering about how we can get some of these fees reduced so more children can participate. Like, still maybe you're 10 because that's what you want, but different types of children. Some families just couldn't afford the $72.
Yeah, I will think about that. Yeah, because one woman was like, we could pay more, but yeah, so I think so. Yeah, especially if it's the type of therapy thing in a space for some children, it could be offered more like, yeah, I don't know the wording, but I could offer.
Yeah, just a thought. No, just or if there's sponsorship out there for these children to be able to participate.
Oh yeah, maybe I could almost use, like, if I got a grant from you, like as part of sponsorship, like I could say sponsorship available.
Yeah, just a thought. Okay.
Right, Oh, Tilly, do you have a question? Heather, no. All right, Jess, thank you very much for coming along and presenting your application, and you'll hear from Leanne in due course. She won't keep you waiting too long. So did you want to say, Leanne, anything?
Yeah, just again, around the with the COVID situation at the moment going on, that you've got the flexibility to move your class to another date.
Yeah, I think I would probably arrange to run it in the new year now.
Yeah, so just if you get funding today, a letter will come out, but respond to that, requesting a date movement.
Oh yeah,
to the administration, and we can look at that then.
That would be good, because everyone's too flustered at the moment to commit to anything like this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Jess. Well, thank you very much once again. And as I said, Leanne will write to you soon and tell you the result of your application.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Hope it goes well.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks.
Matt, how are we going?
Good. We have Amanda from Waitatuna School here.
Yeah, good.
And
Did
I'll
you
have
have
you now.
Did you have a break it up as 10 in the timetable, or you just going straight through?
We have 3 people waiting in the waiting room. So
Oh,
we got
right.
Amanda, Evelyn, and then Jacqueline. So
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
we can have it. Okay.
Yeah, if that's all right with everyone. Do you want to stop at 10:30, or do you want to just carry on? Keep going. All right.
Keep going.
Yeah. Righto.
So that's Waitatuna School mural, page 114, item 6.7.
Hi, Amber. Start when
Morning,
you- Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. We're all good here. Yeah.
Excellent.
So when you're ready, you've got 10 minutes. That includes questions. So you don't have to speak for any, just speak for the time you need to.
Fantastic. Thank you. Right, my name is Amanda Narsilasila, and I'm the principal at Waitatuna School. This is coming up the end of my second year there. And over the last 2 years, I've been the school and myself have been working really hard developing a partnership with our local marae. And through the development of that, our Ngā Uri o Mahanga, which is a combined marae for the 3 marae in the area, Te Kaharoa, o Maero and Te Papa o Roto, we have been working on designing a Tiriti o Waitangi curriculum-led curriculum, which is evolving into something called the living curriculum. And so as a pilot school for that across the country, one of the things we've been working on is developing and designing a mural that the students have been an integral part of, and the marae and the community have also been an integral part of. We've been we've literally spent the last 3 terms consulting and designing and putting together with 2 local mums who are also local artists, capturing the unique name that is Waitatuna. So water the eels is the literal translation, and we've been designing that in relation to the eel and the area, and the fact that the local whenua, the local tangata whenua, believe that healthy tuna are healthy people. So we have been designing our murals around that, those understandings and that knowledge. And so we've got 3 spaces at our school that we have developed the tuna life cycle to reflect on each of those 3 walls. So on one wall, our design looks like, and I've only got a PDF of it, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to share screen with you on that. But it is a depiction of the tuna out in the Pacific Ocean, where they are, beginning their spawning journey, and the adults then it depicts the second part of the mural on the second wall depicts where the spawn have now come through into the local estuary, and they are heading up to Waitatuna through the valley, in the river. And then,
if I could just interrupt, you could share it. Matt would make sure, if you wanted to share it, share the screen. But
yeah, if you've done it before, Amanda, you're more than welcome to share your screen if you want to.
Okay, I'll just see if every time I pop onto it, it clicks off the PDF. So I will try my darndest. Oh, there we go. Right, so that's an example. Can you see that?
yes.
Right, so that's the example of mural wall 1, where we've got the adult tuna out in the Pacific laying their eggs and getting ready for the small tuna to then head back to New Zealand. So it's a very special journey. So that is an example of what our local artist mums, who are pretty amazing, who have actually given up their time. Which is why we're only asking for the funding around some of the materials, some of the equipment and all of the materials, which is why it's a fairly reasonably priced request. And then so then the second mural, which is still a work in progress at the moment, so I haven't got you that to show you yet, but you can see where it will be, and that will be coming down into the estuary, showing an example of the babies coming through. And then on the part of that will then also have an aspect of the Waitatuna River, and there will be New Zealand bush flora and fauna like manuka and karnuka and other commonly found species along our Waitatuna River. And because it was really important to the children that it reflected the native species that we have in the valley, and also the wonderful kereru and piwakawaka and tui that reside in our school, in our native trees that we're developing in our school as well. And then we will, on our last wall, which is the wall at the front of our school, which is right beside our office door there, which on this side of the wall, where the tuna is coming off the edge, it will come around the side of our main building, so that people can see that it's a continuation of something that's developed around the school. You can see that there's prominent feature there of our of the hills that we can see from our office there, and we will we're discussing whether to have the wind farm there as well, but we're just working our way through that. And then our school motto, together we are growing the seeds of success, into the our Māori translation of that. And we've got the connection with a close connection with the ocean again, and the water in our rivers. And this also kuru shape on to the right is actually supposed to be a little bit smaller, because it also encapsulates our tuakana teina philosophy at our school, where our older students and younger students work closely together, you know, on various things. So that's also something that we are working on. Now, it's no coincidence, I don't think, that also in the middle of our main wall, there is also a tap water feature, and we are going to use that and have, like they have on Karioi, they have a space where you can go in and just do a wash, just, you know, the spiritually, that's our hapu thought that would be a nice connection. So we're working on developing that as well. So that is our mural taking shape, and yeah, we would be absolutely delighted if the district council would support that. The school community, the wider community, and our students are all really excited about what this means for our community, and for acknowledging the special, unique nature of Waitatuna.
Could you take your shared screen down, Amanda?
Sure.
Is any questions of Amanda?
Yep.
Claire?
Yeah, I also do paint. I also paint murals, and your mural sounds fantastic, and looks like it's going to be a great, ambitious piece of work. I'm just a bit concerned about the $200. I think, is that for paints? Set aside for paints, the $200 in your budget? Because
no, that the 200 is separated out for materials, drop sheet, and some drop sheets, and some actual paint brushes, I think.
So you haven't set aside money for paints unless you're getting them for free, or?
No, I sent through a quote from Tudor Paints, which had all of that included, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it had quotes from all the paints that we require. So I think it comes to 1,600 is the amount I've requested.
Yes, it does.
Oh, good.
Okay.
That's page 122.
If you went through Resine, you can get a discount for entering as a school in the school competition for murals, and they give you a discount.
Yeah, well, the discount we're receiving through Tudor Paints, because we're using as many locals as we possibly can, and so yeah, Tudor Paints will also dedicate some time to doing base work and things like that for us. So hence why we're going through Tudor Paints. He's a local, they live in the Waitatuna Valley.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're offering us the same discount as Resine. Sorry. Yeah.
Heather.
Thank you. For the at the top of the budget, there's the main mural wall, the wall by the tennis court, and the toilet wall, and then the cost against that. Is that cost against that for that paint? Is that tally with the thing from the paint quote from Resine?
That's correct? Yes, that's that's the costing for across the 3 walls.
Just for the paint?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kelly, you,
Kia ora.
Kia
My
ora.
question to you is, does the education department, can you apply for grants like this to do an art form like that in your school through the education department?
There is a organisation through there which we have investigated, but because our parents are offering their time, the ministry one asks for people to fund wages and things like that. So that's why I have gone down the district council avenue, as opposed to that one possibility through there, because they have a significant portion dedicated to wages, which in this instance we're not having to utilise.
okay.
Is there, the question though, is do they give any, is there any other form of grant that they give, knowing full well that we're getting the history brought into the school, and this is very much a historical component to your school curriculum?
Aye, it is. Well, the Aotearoa Histories has not got any funding available for any project of this nature at this point in time. That's not to say that there won't be some in the future, but yeah.
All right, then. If there's no further questions, thank you, Amanda. And
thank you, everyone, for your time.
Yeah, Leanne will let you know in due course. And thank you. Yeah, bye.
Right, thank you.
Right. Right, Matt,
Yep, so we got Evelyn from Friendship House Huntly. Admitting her now. She is page 143, item 6.8.
Dorothy Spice.
good morning, Evelyn.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay, thank you.
So we've got 10 minutes. That includes questions.
Yeah, hi, Joyce. It's Wendy speaking. Awesome.
And so I'll let you get underway.
Okay, so we have a new hub being built for Huntly West, which leaves our existing hub free, which is a building. We are looking to actually turn this into our Huntly Arts Centre, which will be great because currently we're running out of 2 different locations and I'm like a travelling circus with art stuff in the boot. But this means that we are going to need to stock up with all of the basics basically for a new hub, because I don't want to open a Huntly West Arts Centre without having heaps of stock for heaps of things, because if you're going to do something, you want to do it properly. So basically we are looking at seed startup money for the next phase of the Huntly Arts basically. So it's all consumables, paper, pens, all those little things that you don't think about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And we are still doing the Huntly Kids Art Club. We're always going to need funding for that. That's just one of those things to make it affordable for our whole community. We are currently running quite a few different classes though that we've actually managed to self-fund, and we've raised some of our prices and things like that. But with the Kids Huntly Arts Club, we can't justify raising the price. I mean, we've got one mum who's got 5 kids that go there. We can't do that. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
All right then. So is there any questions of Evelyn? Judy?
No, I'm just, I know the project because it's local and I know what's happening with that art club.
Yeah.
It's running really well.
Oh, that's
Thanks.
great.
Have a new facility dedicated just for that. It'll be great for them.
I'm so excited. Like, I can't wait.
Yeah, so the West is starting to get the benefit of your services.
Yeah, it's good.
They have been for a while. They have been running projects over in Huntley West.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's great, because it's a great need over there for it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, Claire, have you got anything? Anyone else? Looks like you're getting awful light on the questions.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Works for me.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming along this morning, presenting your application. And,
No worries. Thanks,
I
guys.
hope it keeps going well for you.
Yeah.
All right then. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye.
Matt, we got
Yeah, so we have Jackie Anderson from Raglan Community Arts Council. That is page 166, item 6.9.
Hello, Jacqueline. You got your mic on off.
There we go. Kia ora.
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, hello. There's lots of faces there. Right, so strange times. Just get my glasses, sorry. I actually thought I was on at 10 o'clock, so I didn't read the email correctly. So I've been sort of just doing other things around in the background for the last 3 quarters now. So, so yes, this is our application for representing the Raglan Community Arts Council for a workshops for children, after school young artists, multimedia workshops for term 1 and term 2 for next year. We have the first term is we have a local artist, Anita Seddon, who specialises in fabric and sewing art. She does a lot of landscape and seascape bird designs. She's actually very passionate about birds. So she'll be starting off the workshop series for term 1. And then our tutor Karen Moon, who looks after the clay section, will then finish off the workshop series for that one. Term 2, we have Matariki theme again, and this will be focusing on the new holiday of Matariki and celebrating Matariki. And this particular theme will be about feasting and celebration and kai, and how Matariki is connected to food and harvesting. And we have Anya Petford Nesh, who is also another local artist. She will be leading this workshop series yeah, sharing her knowledge of Māori art traditions that she has, specifically around kōrero and patterns. And yeah, and then both of these workshops will culminate in the end with a exhibition for whānau, friends and family to come along to and celebrate at the end of the 8-week series. Yeah, has anyone got any questions?
Right, have we got any questions?
I have one.
Claire?
Yes.
Was that you, Judy? Sorry.
Can you just explain your projected income at the bottom? So is it that the Raglan Community Art Council is paying for 5 students per class? Is that what it should read?
I'm just looking at that's Judy. Student fees. Oh, so what that is, that is the students. So that unfortunately we're not able to offer this workshop free because there is costs involved. So with support from creative communities, what that means is that we're able to, the actual cost of the workshop fee would be in the range of between $150 to $180 per child, which is just out of reach for a lot of children in our parents in our community. So with the so we still charge a fee, and what that is, it's $95 per child, and then we also do a sibling rate. So if there's 2 children in a whānau that are siblings wanting to come along, which quite often we do have, we usually have a ratio of about sometimes a couple, two families for each term wanting to join up. So it's an $85 rate. So it's $95 for the first sibling, $85. That's for the registration fee, which we're able to keep at that under that $100 range with if we get support from creative communities. And so I guess that's without, because we have to not include GST. So that's why it looks like an odd amount of $82.61.
I was just thinking that it was a contribution you were putting in to subsidise people, but it's actually the students pay that fee.
Yes, yeah.
That's fine. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, which goes into our bank account, and I guess that's,
that's all I wanted to know.
Becomes a little bit confusing.
So while that looks like a contribution from RCAC, it's actually student fees.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's probably it's worded a little bit incorrectly, probably, but I guess because we're paid coming from our bank accounts. But yeah, it would be a lot easier if it just said student registrations.
Yeah, I think moving forward that would be helpful.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I'm still a little confused there. So it's saying 5 students per class equals 20 students. So in a class, is there only 5 students at a time?
No, because we're not sure of what. No, it's 10 as max that we can have in the clay shed at the moment with a ratio because we have a helping hand. No, because it's an unknown, because in term 1 and term 2 we don't know whether or not we're going to have 10 students only come along and there's no siblings. So it could be it's $95, or it could be 5 students come along and then there's 5 siblings. So we sort of tend to
total of 10 at a time.
Yeah.
Got it.
Any further questions? Claire, have you got anything?
No.
Tilly?
Are you guaranteed that you're going to sell the totem poles?
We have one of our volunteers who is incredible at sales. So she's quite focused and driven with selling these totem poles. So she does a really good job of it. We just sold one actually. We had our preview exhibition opening. Quite ironic, really. This time, it's our big Raglan Arts weekend, and we had last COVID lockdown. It was open. The exhibition was open for 3 days, and then it had to close down. And this one again, it was open for. We managed to open for 4 days of a 3-week exhibition, and it got closed down. But anyway, in that 4 days, we sold one of the totem poles. So that's one gone. We just need to sell another one to reach that quota.
Right.
And because they're actually so lovely, the artworks are just like I'll take the next. I should have taken some photos of some of them. But, they're actually stunning. They're stunning pieces, and so we're actually probably looking at increasing the fee of them because they're actually selling far too below their worth of weight in gold. Those totem poles.
You haven't got, Jacqueline, you haven't got one you can put up to the screen.
No, that's what I was just thinking. It would be great if I did have a photo of sending one, but I will do. I can send one afterwards. I'm actually on leave this week, but when I'm back in the office next week, I can look at sending a photo.
I can attest, Rob, that they are quite exceptional. The way that Suzanne pulls them together, quite exceptional.
Well, that's great to hear. Yeah.
They stand almost probably, well over a metre, about 1.5 metres tall.
Right,
And,
quite
and
tall.
each, and there's like little pieces. They're all sort of like pieces about this big. They go to small pieces like that, bigger, and they're all different shapes and sizes, and they go on the theme. So if it's a garden theme, then it'll all be like bees and flowers and all sorts of things. And then they stack onto a metal pole, and they're just all colourful, and they're just beautiful sculptures that go in the garden.
Oh, that's lovely.
Are they made of clay?
Yes, they are. Yep. So they're all glazed for outdoor weather, and yeah. So
kind of Hunterwasser.
Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right then, Jacqueline. Tilly, did you want to say something or no? All right, Jacqueline. Thank you very much for presenting your application this morning, and Leanne will let you know in due course. She won't keep you waiting too long. So
that's great. Thank you very much, everyone.
good then. Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Matt, do we got still got people waiting?
Yes, we've got Ruth for item 6.10, page 196.
Oops. Ruth, you're a little, oh yeah, that's better. I can see you better now, Ruth. Welcome. How are you this morning?
Good, thank you.
That's good. You've got 10 minutes to present your application and questions. So away you go when you're ready.
Okay, so my project is called the Community Youth Project. I'm gathering a large group of youth from 8 to 18 years of age, and we're working together to mount a production for the public of Raglan. So it follows the funding criteria: young people, enabling young people under 18 to engage with and participate in the arts. The art form is theatre, and it is under creation and presentation. Okay, so this project includes a range of youth in the community to perform for the community to showcase their creativity. Theatre not only provides skills and performance, it actually holds a range of transferable skills that can be used across the board in whatever future they go into. Drama explores who we are, where we are from, and where we can go to. It develops empathy and courage, communication, self-confidence, problem-solving, creativity, teamwork, and concentration. Thus, the tamariki gain lifelong skills as they work together to mount a full-scale public performance. The process, youth and members of the community work together to rehearse and mount this production. We begin the brainstorm of creation, and we begin moving into the project from November onwards. Just everything depending on levels and whatnot. So it will just push to where it needs to go to in that respect. It is me running it with the youth, and I do get in some community members that come and share their skills, whether it be in prop making or costumes or set design. So yes, youth from 8 to 18 and key community members. So this enables youth who do not otherwise have the experience to perform and take part in a full-scale production and everything that entails. Are there any questions?
Heather, you got your mute on, Heather.
Sorry about that. I was just going to say, thank you, Ruth. We already had all of that information, and I was just wanting to ask a couple of things about your budget. It seems a little light on costs for such a major production. Do you have you sort of found other costs related to pulling this together?
No, I don't have any other costs other than the ticketing. A lot of people do things either at a discounted, so they put in their quote and they discount it. or people are just doing this for the love. So definitely, yeah, that is very light in the cost to put on such a thing.
Okay. My second question was, in terms of your timeline, you said that you would have the production kind of designed in terms of the brainstorming and creation of performance between August and October. How are you progressing with that?
Well, obviously with current alert levels and where we're at right now, it's the likelihood that I'm going to have to push into an alternative postponement plan, which I've been working on currently, which will push us
So what is
months.
Sorry, so what does that new plan look like?
So we were looking at November, we will then push into December, and our alternative is to move actually into next year, going through into April, with giving us more bulk time to prepare.
Cool. So in other words, there's the brainstorming creation content hasn't commenced yet.
That is, yes. So now we are in the September, October. Brainstorming is occurring. Of course, you can't stop your brain starting to create and brainstorm things. So that is flowing out. But the actual, once we start it, we're just going to have to wait and see with our current how things are.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions?
I just got a comment. I love the project, and I like that there is no cost to prohibit children from participating, because you're looking at the younger ones, and I love that there's no cost for them to be part of this.
Yeah, thank you.
Claire, did you have anything?
Only that in previous sessions we've discussed that children might contribute towards the cost of their costume. We did discuss that before.
Oh, sorry, was that a question, comment?
Kind of out there.
Yes,
Did you not, given that they'll be tailor-made for that individual child, so they're not really going to be very useful afterwards to anybody else?
Yeah, once they are tailored to that child, yeah. Other things that we do is we try to work on, can we upcycle things, recycle, change things, and keep sort of within that ethos of keeping costumes and going, right, what else can we do with these? You know, how can we change this from being something to something else, is something we try to look at as well. But yeah, definitely that could be something we could look at into the future.
Okay.
Any further questions? If not, thank you very much, Ruth, for coming along and presenting your application this morning, and Leanne will inform you in due course, and you have to with COVID and lockdowns and what have you, you might have to push that out a little bit, will you, do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you'll have to inform Leanne of that. She'll send you the paperwork so you can push it out and notify her.
Excellent. Great.
Right then. Well, thank you very much, Ruth. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Right, Matt, we got
Yep, we have Monique Howard from Te Whare Toi o Ngaruawahia, or Twin Rivers. She has, well, they have 6 applications, starting from page 207. And she's got 10 minutes total for all her applications because she's a replica applicant.
10 minutes. Yeah. So she's got the last 6, did you say?
Yeah, there's all the last 6.
Good morning. We've got your mic off at the moment.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, can do.
Awesome. So would you like me to just start from where I'm going to start, or?
Yeah, well, you just start on your first one. Matt, will she have them, how the agenda's got them or not?
Oh, I think she just provides a general overview and just sort of hits each one. Is that correct,
Okay.
Leanne? Is
Yeah,
that how it's been done in the past?
All right, we'll do that then.
Okay. So thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I think I'll start with our adult classes. We have a number of adult classes that we are currently running as self-funded classes. And so we more wanted to apply for classes that helped our children. However, but we did just want to apply for one adult class, which is a Christmas workshop. That involves us going out into the bush and getting supplejack and bringing it back and having them create a big wreath. And that's all we kind of are looking for with regards to our adults. The other activities we were wanting to have your support with is our whānau date nights. They're steadily growing in popularity. And they provide an awesome opportunity for all ages, ranging from 5 years to 70 plus years, to participate in an activity at the Arts Centre. They're a great place for adults to teach and work with their children under the direction of a tutor. Our date nights this term have brought 7 first-time families to the Arts Centre. And while there has been a trend for girls and mums filling the classes, we recently had a whole date night filled with boys and 2 dads. We would like to hold 4 of these, 2 in each term 4 and term 1. And we've included some outdoor activities to make use of the better weather. Our Tamariki Art Club is another class that we'd love your help with. These classes are gaining real momentum. We are catering to children throughout our area, Ngaruawahia, Glen Massey, Te Kōwhai, Taupiri and Horochu, etc. We have a high rate of new children enroll each term due to the different extracurricular activities. We are getting a better balance of boy and girl participation, with over half of our younger class, that's ages 6 to 8, being boys. These classes are a great opportunity for children to be creative. We are trying hard to plan activities that are affordable to maintain the price we ask of our families. Extracurricular activities very quickly add up. For whānau, with your help, it stays within reach and allows them to provide the opportunity for more than one of their children. Our Facebook page receives positive feedback when they see what the tamariki are up to. And all our other classes that attend love to see their progress. We would love to hold term classes for tamariki aged between 6 and 12 years. It gives tamariki a great sense of pride when they exhibit alongside other artists in our community end of year exhibition. Our school holiday workshops. We have been currently holding 2 full-day workshops. We would like to create opportunities for more children to participate by having mini classes. We have raised the price from $5 to $10 per workshop. We believe this is fair for what we offer. These classes cater to our children as far as Raglan and out to Orani. Ngaruawahia does not have a lot of school holiday program options. We believe there is a need for these programs and hope that we can better serve our community. Our last application is for a class called Teen Time. As our other children programs have grown, we have had an influx of inquirers asking what we have for our teens. And while we have some accompanying our adults to their classes, we'd love to provide 2 classes dedicated to them and them exploring and developing their creativity. We hope that we can reach out to them and offer a positive experience and a warm, safe but cool environment. I've witnessed both adults and children find a place of belonging at the Arts Centre, and we hope to provide this for our rangatahi. I think that's all that's what we're applying for the next 2 terms. Yeah.
Through the chair, can I, and if the committee is okay, can I ask a question around a recent grant that the Arts Centre received? And if this has any impacts on today's applications? Is the committee okay with that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So you recently received a large grant,
Yeah.
Monique. Is any of those funds able to be transferred for any of these applications, or
As I understand it, with that fund, it doesn't cover materials. They're still trying to figure out how it all is getting used. I think, as I understand it, there are going to be two more coordinator positions. And it's for a new manager. And so I think basically what we come to you guys for is materials, and we struggle we're actually having to go and find new sources for materials because these jobs cater to wages for more coordinators. So
is any of the funds for tutor fees?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually myself. I don't know if June or Bernie are in on this, that they might be able to answer that.
Are they with you today, Monique? Is somebody able to answer that question?
I'm not sure. They just sent me into it.
Okay.
There might be for the Māori coordinator.
Matt, is anyone else there?
Can we ask how much the grant was?
Oh, I don't even know that. It just came into, let me just see if Bernie can jump in quickly. Or June. I'll try June. I'll just call her.
I believe the grant was around the 400 and something K.
Okay.
Hi, June. I'm just in a CCNZ, Hui. Are you able to answer some questions for them?
Sure.
Can you hear June?
Just a bit louder if you can.
Okay.
Can you hear her now?
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Hi, June.
Do you want to translate the question? No?
Monique, so if we ask
You want me to go on
June.
my laptop?
No, hang on, June. I'll just ask the question and I'll ask you.
Okay.
Okay.
With the recent grant that you've received for the creative spaces, is any of it going to be applied to tutor fees or any costs that are within these applications, or could it be?
So what they're wanting to know, June, is with the new funding that we have got from Art Access, does that incorporate any tutoring money or any costs that could affect these applications or go toward these applications? Is that right, Leanne?
That's right.
Yeah.
All the funding we got from Arts Access was for staffing. Okay?
Yep, we're here.
So it was really not for our day-to-day classing, it was more for staffing and for program coordinators and outreach.
So no tutor fees?
No tutor fees.
No.
No, it was just for our coordinating and outreach.
Yeah, that's what it was meant primarily for.
All right, I think we got the answer there, Leanne.
Yeah. We asked how much the grant was. And no resources for classes.
And they have just asked what was the amount that we received.
It's $458,000 over 3 years.
Did you get that? 458,000 across 3 years.
Yep, we got it. All right, then.
Thank you.
Thanks. Right, any further questions?
Hang on, June, we'll just wait and see.
Yep.
Claire, did you have anything?
Just that Trust Waikato also gave you 20,000 in April.
Did Trust Waikato give us 28,000 in
No.
April?
20,000.
20,000 in April?
Yeah, but I think so. Yeah, 25,000 or something like that. Have they not got our latest
Yeah.
financial?
I think, and that's to cover our, and because that's the thing, we usually in our other applications, we have put in all of those things like admin fee and hireage of the building and everything. And as you can see in these applications, we removed all of those because we are receiving that money from Trust and Wale. That's why we removed all of those fees that we usually ask you for.
So Monique,
And
just to
just-
clarify that your audited accounts don't list what your funds that you receive are for.
Okay, so they're just saying our audited accounts are not,
Don't list the amounts and what they're for.
they don't list the amounts and what they're for.
You mean when we get funding from Well Energy, what it's actually for? Is that what
Yes.
they mean?
Yes.
Yeah, well, most of that is for operational, for rent, wages, power, that stuff. They're not actually for class delivery, program delivery.
That's great. Thank you.
Right. If
Thanks,
there's no
June.
further,
Did you get that, Monique?
Yeah, they got that.
yeah.
Thank you, Monique.
Yeah, thank you, Monique. I don't think there's any further questions. So we'll, Leanne will let you know in due course. Won't be too, you won't have to wait too long before we get an answer.
Oh,
So,
thank you so much.
Yeah. So have a good day and.
Yeah, you too.
And thank you for presenting.
Thank you, Monique.
See you, Leanne.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye. Right, Matt, that's it.
That is it.
Right,
So what would we like to do now? Would we like to take a break and come back for the deliberations part, or
you want to stop for a cup of coffee or keep going, or stop for a cup of coffee for 10 minutes? Say it's nearly 20 past 11. Be back at 20 past 11. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds.
Yep.
Yeah, so it
Sounds good.
won't take us too long to hopefully to allocate the funding, hopefully. All right then. Thanks,
Okay.
Matt. And we'll be
No
back
worries.
at
See you
20
all in
past
10 minutes.
11.